Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Hari Bol. Jai Shri Nrsingadev Bhagavan ki, Bhaktaraj Prahlad Maharaj ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nidai Gaur Siddhanath Premanande.
time is class? 9. Question answer. I will read a Gita also, Bhagavad Gita afterward.
Hare Krishna. So we have His Holiness Sundar Caitanya Swami Maharaj with us. He is an international motivational speaker, leadership trainer, and a renowned youth preacher. He specializes in inspiring and empowering people to realize their true selves. As a keynote speaker, thousands of people have discovered a new light from his energetic workshops worldwide. He is from Mauritius, where he actually came in contact with ISKCON in 1982, and in 1986 he actually dedicated his life to the mission, Srila Prabhupada's mission here. And 1998 to 1992, he was a Sankirtan leader in Mauritius, and he also served as a temple president in Mauritius and Nagpur, India, several years. So he travels so many countries like India, Italy, England, France, Belgium, and South Africa, where he does active preaching. He's managed interfaith events, bringing various communities together, so strengthen their beliefs in God and coming together. He's also opened ISKCON preaching centers all over the world. And he's popular for his outstanding lectures and seminars on Krishna consciousness, and he's expert in bhajans and kirtans too. He's been instrumental in providing the teachings of Vedic scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, for the past few years, and at present, Maharaj is a lecturer at the Vaishnava Institute of Higher Education in Sri Vrindavan Dham, India. He's also an inspirational coordinator to various international level festivals in Mauritius. So he has managed the famous 3-day Rath Yatra festival in Mauritius, which is attended by thousands of guests. With that, with a loud Hari Bol, let's welcome Maharaj. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Gaura. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Oh, you have, okay. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhare Jashodanandana Radhajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanatari Yamuna Tira Vanatari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Jagana Jagana Jaya Jagana Balade Jaya Subhadra Gopinath Jandila Madhavan Radha Nirmada Radha Nirmada Radha Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram Jalaswan Hanuman Gauranidai, 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 Gauranidai Radha Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada Nirai Bol Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol Shri Radha Madhava ki Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki Shri Gaur Nitai ki Srila Prabhupada ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Miritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Siyam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhi Vrindavaneshware Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare Hare. So we are ready for Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, text 21. Repeat after me. Yad yad acharati shreshtas tatta devetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanuvartate. Yad yad acharati shreshtas tatta devetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanuvartate. Yad yad acharati shreshtas tatta devetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanuvartate. Anyone want to read? Sreshtas tadevetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanuvartate. Yajadacharti shreshtas tatta devetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanuvartate. The Matajis would like to read. Yajadacharti shreshtas tatta devetaro janaha sarat pramanam kurute lokastadanuvartate. Yat yat, whatever, acharati, he does. Shreshtaha, respectable leader. Tat, that. Tat, and that alone. Eva, certainly. Itaraha, common. Janaha, person,
person,
saha,
saha,
he,
he,
yat,
yet,
whichever,
whichever,
pramanam,
pramanam,
example,
example,
kurute,
kurute,
does perform,
does perform,
lokaha,
loka,
all the world,
all the world,
tat,
tat,
that,
that,
anuvartate,
anuvardate,
follow in the footsteps.
follows in the footsteps.
Please repeat. Whatever action a great man performs,
A great man performs,
common men follow,
common men follow,
and whatever standout he sets
and whatever standards he sets,
by exemplary
by
acts,
exemplary acts,
all the world pursues.
all the world pursues.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. People in general always require a leader who can teach the public by practical behavior. A leader cannot teach the public to stop smoking if he himself smokes. Lord Chaitanya said that a leader should behave properly before he begins teaching. One who teaches in that way is called acharya, of the ideal teacher. Therefore, a teacher must follow the principle of Shastra, scripture, to teach the common man. The teacher cannot manufacture rules against the principle of revealed scriptures. The revealed scriptures, like Manu Samhita and similar others, are considered the standard books to be followed by human society. Thus, the teacher's teaching should be based on the principle of such standards, Shastra. One who desires to improve himself must follow the standard rules as they are practiced by the great teachers. The Srimad Bhagavatam also affirmed that one should follow in the footsteps of great devotees, and that is the way of process on the path of spiritual realization. The king or the executive head of a state, the father, and the school teachers are all considered to be natural leaders of the innocent people in general. All such natural leaders have a great responsibility to their dependents. Therefore, they must be conversant with standard books of moral and spiritual codes. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pasachadi Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. The first I would like to express my heartfelt joy for coming to Sri Radha Nil Madhav Mandir at Seattle. So it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for also giving me the opportunity to speak on Bhagavad Gita today. This is very important verse from Bhagavad Gita. So we're going to know why Krishna is speaking about this verse, in which context, right? In which context Krishna is speaking this verse to Arjuna. Whatever great men do, common man will follow. The Prabhupada in the purport is telling that many leaders, like parent, teachers, king, the minister, kind of leaders, so they have to set example. If they set the wrong example, people will follow the wrong path. Right? Because whatever great men do, the common man will follow. Even if they do something wrong, the common people will follow that. Because they like to follow the leaders. Right? And Prabhupada is saying in the purport, a teacher cannot tell his students not to smoke when he himself is smoking. That's logic, right? Prabhupada is saying that. So each of us, we are kind of leader in one sense. Mother, father, they're leaders of our children. Elder brother is the leader for the smaller brother, right? So before acting, we have to think well what we are doing. I remember in India, in Pune, they were selling kind of T-shirt, and it was written, "Just do it." Just do it. But now we have to think before doing. Don't just do it. It will incur karma also. And we may also set the wrong example for others to follow. So this is the main point, but in which context now Krishna is telling to Arjuna this verse, right? Because earlier Arjuna was thinking that spiritual life means to go to a secluded place and do some kind of meditation and refrain from action. Arjuna was thinking like that. Spiritual life means just to give up work, right? Give up work and go somewhere in the forest. Because this instruction to Arjuna is confused. Why Arjuna is confused? Because Krishna told him for every action there is a. But then Arjuna was thinking, if every action there's a reaction, then it's better for me not to do any action. If I refrain from doing an action, then I'll be free from karma. So earlier he said that. And then he said, you have to engage in fighting. And that Arjuna is confused. You just said that every action there is a reaction. And then you want to engage me in that ghastly warfare. That's why it's confused. Arjuna is totally confused. Krishna just said every action there is a. But now you're telling me to engage in that ghastly warfare? That's fine. I'm confused, Krishna. Please tell me. Because Arjuna was thinking that to go to the forest he was thinking spiritual life means retirement. Retirement from action. Then Krishna started speaking that there's no one who can refrain from action. Is anyone? Even if you're sitting, you're not doing anything, but then you're sitting. Right? Some people say, I'm not doing anything. I am? But that sitting is also doing something. Somebody would say, I'm not doing anything, I'm sleeping. But you're sleeping. There's no time that you cannot do anything. Is there any time? 24 hours you're doing something. Arjuna was thinking it's better not to do anything. That is spiritual life. So Krishna will defeat him like that. There's no one. Even to maintain a body you have to work. You have to work to earn money. So action is there. There's no time when you are not doing anything. Everybody is doing something. Even the ants are doing something. But if you try to refrain, you don't do any work. But the senses and mind is chanchal. This is called mityachar. What is called? Mitya, a pretender. You refrain from action, you false renunciant. But the mind is engaged in sense gratification. The mind is thinking about sense object. The senses are thinking about sense object. This is called mityachar, a pretender. But now, Krishna is saying that we have to perform action, just to set example, to educate the people in general. We have to do action. We have to act. We have to do our duty. And Krishna is saying that myself, I don't require anything. I don't desire, I don't need anything. But yet I am doing my duty. Listen to that. I don't require anything. I don't need anything, Krishna is saying. There is no duty prescribed for me. But yet I am doing my duty. This is what Krishna is saying. I'm doing my duty. Krishna, there's no need for doing duty. Krishna doesn't lack anything, doesn't need anything. He has everything. He's satisfied. But why is he acting? Why is he doing his duty? To set example. If you don't set the right example, and then the common man will follow, and then it will destroy the peace of the world. Krishna is saying. If I don't act properly, people will follow my path, and I will destroy the peace of the world. I will put the world in ruin. Krishna is saying. Right? So, but then further Arjuna will explain, which is better? To renounce work or to work in devotion? What's the answer?
Work in devotion.
To work in?
Devotion.
Work has to be there. Action has to be there. Devotional service means what? Action. You have to do action. But Arjuna was afraid. What he was afraid that if I do action, there will be reaction. But Krishna told him, no, not like that. Not every action will give you reaction, bad reaction. Yagnartat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhanat. Krishna is saying that action has to be performed. You have to act for the pleasure of Vishnu. Yagyatar karmano nyatra. Action has to be performed for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Otherwise, if you do action without satisfying Vishnu, that same action will become the cause of bondage. Get this point. You know, there is a silkworm that produces silk, right? The silkworm acts and produces the cocoon, its house. And the silkworm is staying in that. There is no window, there is no door, nothing. And the silkworm become suffocate and die inside. Now, who is the cause of its death? Who is the cause of its death? Its own action, its own work. Yeah, the cocoon, you make the cocoon and you die inside. It's own action. So your action can become the cause of liberation, or your own action can become the cause of bondage. Right? Your own action. Sometimes people say, no, I'm such a good person. I've never done anybody wrong. Why I'm suffering? Right? You're not suffering because of your neighbor. You're not suffering because of somebody else. Your suffering is because of your own karma, action. If you're eating, rasgulla is very nice, no? You like rasgulla? Very sweet. You're eating rasgulla. At time when you're eating, then, it's so tasty that you bite your tongue. Happen, no? And it's painful. It happened to me also. You're eating rasgulla and you bite your tongue. Now, who is to be blamed? The rasgulla? Or the one who made the rasgulla? You blame me, because of you. We don't say that. It's your own action. Right? Another example I'll give. You're driving your car. When you're driving the car and you made a mistake somewhere, and the police, catches you, and you have to pay fine. Or you broke the rule. There was a red light. You just speed up. You went through the red light. And the police saw it. And at the end of the month, a letter come to your home by post, sent by the police department or whatever, traffic department. But the letter was brought by the postman. You open the letter, and he said you have to pay $500, breaking the rule. And then you tell the postman, hey, it's all because of you. Get out from here. Is it because of the postman? But that letter, that fine is because of your own doing. Right? The postman is just transferring that, bringing that to you. So the point is, our action can become the cause of bondage. Own action. What we are doing become the cause of bondage, bandhan. This is why action, what kind of action is required? Devotional service, akarma. There's 3 types of karma. One is karma, means duty. Second is akarma, and then vikarma. Right? What action is recommended? Akarma. Action that does not give reaction, bad reaction. That's what we have to do. But again, Krishna, in the first chapter, Krishna is telling, no, not Krishna, Arjuna is telling Krishna, Adharma bhivavat Krishna pradushante kulastriya stri sudusta suvarsnaya jate varna shankara. Arjuna is telling Krishna, if I kill all these men, and the woman will become widow. Right? And the woman will become independent. When they become independent, they become unchaste. And when they become unchaste, they will give rise to unwanted progeny. Jayate varna shankaraha. They will give birth to unwanted population. What is varna shankaraha? We can see today's the world is in a very chaotic condition. There's riot all the time. This is varna sankara, unwanted progeny, unwanted population that is creating disturbance in society because there's no sanskar. So if I kill this woman, they'll become independent, they'll become unchaste, and what kind of children they will give birth? Unwanted progeny. They will create havoc. But now here, in this verse here, around this verse, Krishna is using that point Arjuna used, saying, if you don't work, Arjuna, if you don't do your duty, and then you will be responsible for unwanted population. People will follow you. They will also not do their duty. Right? So Krishna said, Karmani vadikaraste ma phalesu kadachana. You have the right to do your duty. Arjuna, you have the right to do your duty, but you don't have the right to enjoy the fruits. Listen to that. You have the right to do your duty. Many Hindus, they know this verse. Karma, we have to do our karma, we have to do. But the second line, they don't know. The first line is, you have the right to do your duty. But what's the second line? Ma phalesu kadachana. The fruit has to be enjoyed by Krishna, not by you. But somebody may say, Prabhuji, but if I don't have the right of the fruits, then what's the use of working? What's the use of doing duty when you don't have the right for the fruits? Everybody wants the fruits. You study, doing exams, you want the fruits, you want the results. Right? But Krishna is saying you do your duty, but don't be attached to the result. And somebody may say, well, what's the use of working then? What's the use of doing duty if I do not become attached to the result? It's better I don't work. Then Krishna says again, you should also not be attached of not doing your duty. So Arjuna is cornered. You know? First saying, you must do your duty, but do not become attached to the fruits, to the results. Somebody may say, but it's better don't do work, don't do duty, any duty. Then Krishna says, you should not also be attached of not doing duty. That also must not be attached. So Arjuna is cornered. Now, he's saying that if I don't do duty, people will follow my path and will destroy the peace of the world. So we have to encourage people to do duty. You know, if for example, one example, your hand is full of, you know, you're doing some oily. Your hand is oily. How do we take it out? With water? Only water?
Soap.
Soap. And what is soap?
Mixes with the soap.
Soap is also some kind of oil, right? Greasy. Right? So you have to take grease with greasy things. Right? If your foot is pricked with thorn, how do you take it out?
You can use a thorn too.
With another thorn. Needle is like a thorn also. So one thorn is a cause of pain, and the other thorn is a cause of relief. Get it? So your foot is pricked with a thorn, that's painful. Now you take it out with another thorn. So one thorn is a cause of pain, the other thorn is a cause of relief. One more example. They say fight fire with fire. If the fire caught here, and then you have to put fire on the other side, and then they will put it down. Another example. You have drinking so much milk, then you have some stomach problems. But the cue is you have to take dahi. So dahi is what? Is milk. Another product of milk. So if you do bad action, sinful action, how do you get relief of that? By doing another?
Good action.
Good action, yes. But spiritual action. You see? It is sinful action. How to counteract it? With a?
Pious action.
Yeah, spiritual action. Then it will eradicate that sinful action. You see? So that's what Krishna, devotional service. Prabhupada has described devotional service translation. No one has done that before. The translation of bhakti is called devotional service. As soon as the word service is there must be action. Right? Service means there must be action, but devotional types of action. So, yeah. And then he said, at last Krishna says, Prakite kiyamanani gunas karmani sarvasa ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. Krishna is telling the fools, vimudhatma kartaham, because they're influenced by false ego, they think that they are the doer. He's saying, Arjuna, don't think that you are the doer. Because Arjuna was thinking, I am the doer. For every action, there are 5 factors, right? 5 factors for any action. We're not the doer. After false ego, we think I'm the doer. I'm the one who is fighting. I am the one who's killing. It's all done by the three modes of material nature. Prakrite ke manayani, gunais karmani sarvasaha, gunais karmani sarvasaha. Ahankara vimudatma, due to false ego, he's thinking he's a doer. Because Arjuna was thinking, I am the doer. Krishna is saying, no, you're not the doer. That is three modes of material nature. So, now another point. Krishna is saying that he is doing his duty. Right? There is no work prescribed for Krishna. Krishna doesn't need anything, he doesn't want anything, he's everything. Yet he is doing his duty, he said. Yet I am doing my duty, Krishna, to set example. Why is Krishna doing his duty? Which place? Not necessarily in Vrindavan. Vrindavan is playing on the flutes. He's enchanting the inhabitants of Vrindavan. He's rearing the cows. But Krishna is doing his duty in Dwarka. Where? In Dwarka. He's doing his duty in Dwarka. You see, in Dwarka, what is he doing? In Dwarka, he gets up early in the morning. Very early. 3 o'clock. Gets early in the morning. He takes his bath and is performing his meditation. And Krishna in Dwarka is meditating on himself. Because he's God. But we cannot do that. We cannot meditate on ourselves because we're not God. But he's God. He can do that. He's doing his duty. He gets up early in the morning. He meditates on himself. And not only that, he goes to the assembly hall. Right? 16,108 Krishna from every palace, they all comes out. And then when they come on the road, they become one. So one Krishna goes to the assembly hall and having meeting, discussing, So he discussed management there. And then he comes back. When he comes back home, he gave donation cows to the brahmanas. Right? In fact, in Dwarka, he doesn't take care of cows. That is taken care in Vrindavan. But in Dwarka, he gave donation cows to the brahmanas. When brahmanas come to him, he will give donation, cows as donation. So, he take care of the brahmanas also. And then he goes home. When he goes to home, he be with the family. He speaks to his wife because he's grihastha. There is harmony. He also speaks to the children at home. So like that, Krishna is saying, I myself, I am doing my duty, Arjuna. So you should also do your duty. And don't try, he's saying also, don't try to do others' duty. You have to do the duty your age. Who's Arjuna? A Kshatriya. Even imperfectly, than doing other duty rightly. This is dangerous. Arjuna is a Kshatriya. You cannot go and do the duty of a Brahmana. Even if you do it perfectly, that's dangerous. Even if you do your duty, even if it is not perfect, but that's right. You have to do your duty as a Kshatriya. So Krishna is saying that I myself have to set example. And this is where this verse comes, in this context. Yat acharati sestas tat evetaro jana sayat pramanam kurte lokastad anuvartate. Whatever you do, Arjuna, you're setting example. So even at home, a big brother is setting example. He has to think well what he's doing. A good example. Then others, somehow or other, some people will follow us. Small or big. Whoever you are. Somehow or other people will follow. big or small. So every action we do, we have to think well. We have to set example. This is called acharya. What is the meaning of acharya?
Controls.
One who teaches by example. Not like the big leaders we have nowadays. The king, the ministers, the presidents. So they are not exemplary. They are not exemplary. Long ago, they used to be it's called Raja Rishi. They were saintly king. They were exemplary. They were following dharma, encouraging people to follow dharma. They were saintly king. It is said, Guru na Sashyat, one should not become a guru, if he cannot deliver his students. One should not become a father if he cannot deliver his dependents. One should not become a mother if he cannot deliver his dependents. One should not become a deva if he cannot deliver his dependents. That is sastric. So we still have to set example because other people will follow. Krishna himself is set an example, best example. He also having a guru, right? That's Srila Maharaj Ki. He's setting example also of having a spiritual master, having a guru, Mahaprabhu also. So teaching by example is very, very important. So here we find that Arjuna, he was thinking devotional life means to renounce work, to go to the forest. But Krishna is telling him, no, that's not perfect, that's not correct. In fact, Arjuna, he wanted to defeat Krishna with Artha Shastra. You know Artha Shastra? Artha? Yes, Artha Shastra. He was telling that these are my uncles and cousin brothers. I'm supposed to be offering them flowers. Right? Uncles, you have to offer flowers. Guru, you have to offer flowers. But Krishna, you're telling me to offer arrows, to kill them. This is sin. Is Arjuna right or not? You tell me, is he right? Elder people we have to offer? Is he right?
Yes. To some extent.
He is right according to Dharma Shastra. According to Dharma Shastra, he's right. But according to Artha Shastra, killing them is also right. According to the laws of fighting, killing the enemy is also right. There are 6 aggressors. What are the 6 aggressors? One who sets fire to the house, one who kidnaps one's wife, one who burns fire to the house, one who encroaches others' property. Right? That's 6. But to kill the Kauravas is not sinful. It is right. But this is why Krishna is saying. But Arjuna's viewpoint is we cannot kill our elderly people. He's also right. But this is according to Dharma Shastra. He's right. But then Krishna defeated him again. Sarva Dharman Paritaja.
Mamekam Sharanam.
This is Bhakti Shastra. You see? So Arjuna was trying to defeat Krishna with Dharma Shastra. Is right also. Because Guru we have to offer flowers. Elderly people. But then Krishna said, Sarva Dharman Paritaja Mamekam Saranam. Come to me and surrender to me. So killing is Arjuna, is devotional service for Arjuna. because it's following instruction of Krishna. And after hearing Bhagavad Gita, then Arjuna was happy. He was happy, with joy. He started shooting. Earlier he was morose, but now after hearing the message of the Bhagavad Gita, he was enlightened, so much enlightenment. So, Jnana Dipena Bhashvata. Jnana Dipena Bhashvata means this knowledge of the Gita, destroying with the lamps of knowledge, ignorance born in the heart, destroying with the lamps of knowledge. Jnana Dipena Bhashvata. The shining lamps of knowledge. And Arjuna, afterward, at the end, Krishna told him, you do what you want. I've told you that, now you decide. Some people told me that, I like this very much, what Krishna is saying, that you do what you want. At the end, Krishna instructed Arjuna, but then I said, just say whatever you want to do. Do as you show, as you think better. But Arjuna, then he surrendered, said, yes, now I'll do what you say. And start shooting with pleasure, as a Kshatriya, killing. That's the devotion for Arjuna, following the instruction of Krishna. And Arjuna is just acting as an instrument in the hand of Krishna instruction. So, this is the context in which Krishna is telling Arjuna about this verse. You have to perform your duty. I'm doing my duty. So we also have to do our duty. Right? Now there are many duties now. What is the highest duty? Savai pumsam paro dharma yato bhaktir adhoksaje. Savai pumsam. Savai for all. Pumsam, all living entities. Savai pumsam paro dharma. Paro dharma means param, the supreme occupation. What is this? Many occupation. Now what is a supreme occupation? Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhoksaja. Adhoksaja. What is adhoksaja? Worshipping the Supreme Lord Krishna. That is a supreme duty. People they like, especially Hindus, yeah, we have to do our duty, we have to work. They say work is worship. No? Work is worship. We have to work. We have to work is worship. Manav Seva, Madhav Seva, they say. Manav Seva is Madhav Seva. We have to do our duty, we have to serve the people, we have to look after the family. But Krishna is saying, Mahafalisu Kadashana, don't be attached to the results of your action. Everything has to be offered. Karma Yoga, Yat Karosya Dasnasya Dehosya Dadasyat, Yat Tapasyasya Kuntya, Tat Kurusva. Whatever you eat, whatever you give up, whatever you offer should be offered unto Krishna. Then it becomes purified. Anything, even if there is a fruit, you can't just take the fruit and eat. Because then we are stealing. We have to offer Krishna before eating. You know? So, yeah, that's it. Very, very scientifically Krishna is explaining. And this is very high level understanding of the message of God. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I would like to take some question maybe. If you have some question. Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So, every day before chanting, we read 10 offenses. So the seventh offense is committing sinful activities under the strength of the holy name of the Lord. So holy name of the Lord is independent of karma kanda and gnana kanda. Then how the sinful activities can be counteracted?
People are?
How the sinful activities can be counteracted?
How can sinful activities be
Counteracted.
counteracted?
Because the holy name is independent of this karma kanda, gnana kanda. Then how the sinful activities can be counteracted? Can you explain, Maharaj?
Yes. Bhakti is free from jnana kanda, karma kanda. Karma kanda is karma kanda cannot free one from sinful reaction. Jnana kanda cannot free one from sinful reaction. Even Astanga Yoga cannot free one from sinful reaction. Even Karma Yoga also cannot free one fully from sinful reaction. This is why Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he spoke of Karma Yoga first, and then he spoke of Jnana Yoga in Gita, and he also spoke of Astanga Yoga. At the end he says, Sarvadhanan Paritaja Mamekam Saranam. Only through Bhakti Yoga. No Karma Yoga. No Jnana Yoga. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, all the other process, tapasya, yagya, all these, dan, all these, they will, what they can do, they will cut the tree, the grass on top. But the roots will remain. If you want to cut some wild grass, it will just cut on top. But the root will remain. What will happen? It will grow again. This is what is happening with the other process. You know, it will come again. But bhakti, what it does, it burns the root also. It burns the tree and also the roots. Example is given, like a bamboo tree is growing. It burns the bamboo tree and also the roots. That's what it does. Bhakti yoga and the chanting of the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. That only bhakti can do. Because sinful act, it will come again. Somebody who has done sinful action, the vritti is, the impression is still there. It did not go. And that sin will come again and again. You know, if you take a seed, you roast it. Roasting, you know? Roasting it. And then you put it in the soil. Will it grow? No. So this is just action of bhakti. Bhakti, what it does, it roasting that bija. Papa bija. Papam, you know, papam bijam is a bij. Bij means the seed of sin. It will grow. But bhakti, when you do it, roasting that seed, it will not grow again. Right? This is how Ajamil was sinful. You know, associating with prostitute. So the question came from Maharaj Parikshit. How Ajamil, who never did any prashchita, atonement, he never done any atonement. How was he liberated? Parikshit is not agree also with atonement. He said atonement, prashchita is like the bathing of the elephant. The elephant goes to the river, take bath, and then what it does? Go into dirts. This is atonement. Like the Christian, they go to the church, right? What do? Atonement. Prashchita. Parikshit Maharaj doesn't agree with that. Then Sukadeva Goswami said, yes, atonement doesn't work. Atonement is like cutting the grass on top, but the roots will remain. But then he said the real atonement means by awakening our Krishna consciousness. This is real atonement. Why atonement doesn't work? Prashchita, because prashchita is also karmakand. Sinful action is due to karmakan. So this prachita is also karmakan. So karmakan cannot help karmakan. You got the point? Sinful action is due to karma, karmakand, fruitive action, enjoying the fruits. But prachit also is not spiritual. Prachit is also karmakan. So karmakan cannot alleviate pap, cannot burn the seed of papa. Only bhakti can do that. You know? Bhakti and chanting of the holy name, you can do that. You know that? You know, what's her name? Jagai Madai? Chitragupta, the secretary of Yamaraj. Hey, Chitragupta, give me the account for Jagai Madai. The books, record. And Chitragupta, what can I tell you, my lord? If you take 1,000 scribers with 1,000 notes and 1,000 pen to write, still will not be enough. The sinful activities. Look at this big mountain of notebooks there. Never sufficient to write the sinful activities. And then he said, what can I tell you, my lord? All these mountain of books have been burned to ashes. Finish. Khalas. How? Yes, because they have been chanting Gauranga. Well, Gauranga. Gauranga. And they have been chanting the holy name. All these sinful activities, notes of books of sinful activities have been burned to ashes. This has a power. So, only way sinful reaction can be mitigated is by devotional service. No yoga, no dana, no tapasya, no gyan, no karma. Only bhakti. Bhaktyamam abhijanati, Krishna is saying. You know, see, imagine a student is sitting for exam. You know, you're sitting for the exam. Paper questionnaire comes, questionnaire. 30 questions. You did not read the condition instruction. You just start giving the answer. Right? You start giving the answer, writing the answer. But at the end it is written, please don't write anything. Just write your name only. Give it back. And then you fail, right? Why? Because it is written, don't write anything, write only your name. Similarly, Krishna spoke Karma Yoga in Gita. Yes. He spoke Jnana Yoga also. He spoke Astanga Yoga. But at the end he said, Sarva Dharman Parijaja Mamekam. This is Krishna. So we should not forget that. Because there are many religions nowadays. Many religions are coming up. That God, this Mata, that energy, that divine, that sound, that light, that Shakti. You know, now they speak like that nowadays. Shakti, Shakti, Shakti. This is Shakti. You know. Or magic. You know. What you call that? Guérison. You know, curing people, whatever they want to do. Lots of things are coming up nowadays. But we should not forget what Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Only through bhakti. Other question? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I have two questions. First question is when we say Sarvadharman Parityaja, even in that moment, is Arjuna, can he still leave the battle and surrender to Krishna? Even at that moment of statement.
No, he's already surrendering. He's still listening what Krishna told him. That's the surrender. He's just asking Krishna, now you can use me as an instrument in your hand. That is surrender. For him, that is his surrendering. Killing in a war is surrendering to Krishna. Because you see, if somebody comes to you, you want to satisfy him. He's asking you some water. You say, no, I'll give you some milk. Will you be pleased?
No.
he will be pleased you give when you give what he
Once.
asks you. So Krishna is asking him to fight. So he's fighting, that is surrender for him, because he is Kshatriya. Right? That is his duty. He's doing that. So we just even when Arjuna, Krishna was telling Yudhishthira Maharaj, call out loudly, Asvatthama is dead. This is lying. Is it? But Bhima, yes, Bhima, Yudhishthira have never lied in his life. He did not want to say that. Arjuna went and killed, Bhima went and killed an elephant called Ashwatthama. Now he said, you can speak now. So he did not speak lie because he said, Ashwatthama is dead. The elephant. At last he said the elephant. When he said the elephant, Krishna's blow his conch shell. He could not hear. So whatever Krishna wants him to do, if he is doing that, that is bhakti, pure bhakti. There's no question. It's pure bhakti. So he's already surrendering to Krishna because he's actually listened to what Krishna says, told him to do. Other question? You have one more question, you said.
Yeah. So Maharaj, to follow up on this, when we said, for us the Sarvadharma Parityaja, what is the Parityaja for us? For common people like me.
Oh, for us. Yes, for us it means, see, you just have to understand this, the sloka. Abandon all religion. He's not speaking about Christian, Muslim, Chinese here, Hindu here, because that time did not exist all this. Right? 5,000 years ago he said it. But this religion, they were not there.
Yeah.
So he's not talking about Christian, Muslim, Hindu here. Right? Other types of dharma. Different types of dharmas are there. Worshipping different things. Right? Bhutas, demigods, surrender to many other things. Just leave everything. What is called? Kaitava dharma. Nirmatsaranam satam. Kaitava dharma means cheating. They all cheating religion. Even jnana yoga, karma yoga, they won't lead you to Krishna purely. So just surrender to Krishna means perform bhakti yoga. Slowly you detach also. Nirbande Krishna sambande. You detach from material world, become attached to Krishna. Means, you say, the most important verse in Bhagavad Gita, which chapter is the most confidential knowledge?
9th chapter.
9th chapter, very important chapter. And in this, because the middle of Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, most confidential. Even Patram Puspam Phalam Toyam comes in most confidential. Simple verse. Because this verse tells us how to satisfy Krishna. This is confidential knowledge. Patram Puspam Phalam Toyam. But the last verse in that chapter is Manmana Bhava Madbhakta Matyaji Mam Namaskuru. That's the most confidential verse. And that verse is mentioned 2 times in Bhagavad Gita. One in chapter 9 and one in chapter 18, I think. So it's most important. What is Krishna saying? Man mana bhava, always think of me. Mad bhakta, become my
devotee.
Matyaji, worship me. And mam namaskuru. Pratijane priyasime, I will promise you so, you'll come back to me because you're very dear. That's confidential. That is surrender to Krishna. So, of course, different types of level also, because we are not gopis who giving everything to Krishna. That is why Krishna has gradation. If he can't do that, you do this. If you can't follow the rules regulation, you support the movement. That's why we have life members also. Because life members, they cannot fully engage, but they're supporting the movement. But slowly, gradually will fully surrender to Krishna. Right? So, Krishna is very intelligent, how he engages with people in his service. Think of him, become his devotee, slowly, slowly. Other question? Mataji has a question, yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I have a question. I wanted to ask, like the actual verse today, what we read, when you are talking about leaders, so leaders as parents, as mother, can you please enlighten more on that topic
Okay.
for the child who are dependent? Especially when they hit teens and they are not so much listening to the parents.
Oh. Prabhupada is also quoting in this purport, is saying that a teacher, a leader cannot teach the public to stop smoking if he himself smokes. And now he's saying also here, one should follow. Yeah, he's saying here that one who desires to improve himself must follow the standard rules as they are prescribed by the great teachers. Right? So now a great devotee, the king, now he's giving the example. The king, the executive head of state, the father, and the school teacher are all considered to be natural leaders of their innocent people in general. All such natural leaders must have a great responsibility to their dependents. Therefore, they must be conversant with the standard books of moral and spiritual codes. Yeah. Yes, of course, nowadays, children, they don't listen to their parents because they are, the youth especially, they are anti-authority. Right? They want to be independent, anti-authority. They want to follow, they want to be free. But one becomes free not by not following rules. One becomes free by following the rules. How did you driving? How did you come here? Driving car. Did you follow the rule? Because of following the rule, you have been able to come. If you don't follow the rule, what will happen? Ganga Mai ki jai. Right? If a person decide not to follow the rules of government, he starts stealing, raping, burgling, killing, what happened to his freedom? He will be put in jail. No freedom. But if he decides to follow the rules, and then he's free to move anywhere, everywhere. You can go all over the world, provided you follow the rules. So by following rules, we become free. Amazing. Just now, Narad Muni is free. He's going everywhere, anywhere, because he's following rules. He doesn't have any problem with excess luggage. No problem with excess luggage. He's going. Narayan, Narayan. He's free. Free. He's a pure devotee. You see? So by following dharma, following rules, we become free. By not following, we become entangled. Our freedom is taken away. So definitely, It's the duty of parents also to set the example. This is why it's very important. Parents should always bring the children to temple, a sanskar. So if they set example, the child will also follow. If imagine that the family just enjoyment is there, eating, sleeping, eating, and just drinking and eating. The child will follow that sanskar, and what will we become? But if from beginning the parents are bringing the children to the temple, from childhood, and then they will grow into a devotee very nicely. But it's very important. This is Bhagavatam is saying. Who is saying that? Rishabh Dev. Guru na sishyat. One should not become a guru. Pita na sishyat. One should not become a father. One should not become a mother or even a deva if he cannot deliver his dependents. Each of us, we have a responsibility. And then the world will become perfect. There will not be Jayate Varna Shankara unwanted population. The population will be dharmic. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Do we have more question or we'll end here? It's 9 o'clock. Thank you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nidai Gaur Premanande. Thank you.
His Holiness Sundar Caitanya Swami Maharaj ki. Something in that.